Hey good people, how's it going? In today's video, we're gonna talk about Will. This autobiographical memoir about Will. In today's video, we're gonna talk about Will Smith's new memoir, Will. I really like this book. I was really excited when I heard that this book was coming out. I believe it came out in December of 2021. I was on YouTube one day and I ended up watching a video, or maybe he popped up on my page, and which is nothing new because I'm subscribed to his channel, and I saw that he had like a new series out on Netflix, and so I was watching it, and basically that series is about him getting physically and mentally prepared so that he could write this book. And I think there was like 10 episodes, and each episode it just shows like how increasingly hard it was for him to get his body right, get his mind right, so that he could like recount specific things that had happened in his life. And then like in the episode he shared like some of the material of the book. And that's what really got me hooked, is because like on the video, like the hard stuff that he was talking about, and just like the writing is just really, really good. Now, I've never read a book that has like, I guess, I don't want to say a co-author, but maybe that's what it is, but it says with Mark Manson. And I know that Mark Manson is an author, so I'm guessing that he assisted him in the writing process. So I just think that was different. I'm not sure, like I said, how that pans out or how that works. But I love books that have audiobooks. I love books that have audiobooks. So I'm this person who I want to collect. I want to be a collector of books. When I was a young kid, going to the library and seeing the books on the shelves, like that just really interests me. And then growing up in different TV shows, different characters might have like bookcases, and I know some people kind of like do it for a show, but in my mind I've always just wanted someone to come to my home and like I show them my library or just show them my shelves of books, and I just have them neatly arranged. And so I love audiobooks. They are just really easy for my life right now. And so there are some times where I can pick up a book and I can read it from cover to cover and there's no problem. Unfortunately, this was not the case for this book. I bought this book from Target right when it first came out, actually. Actually, my Target didn't even have it when it first came out, and I had to order it online, but since then they now have it in store. But this book is 412 pages. There's different sections in here of like pictures and things like that. The content in here is so good. It's just something that I wanted to have on my shelf and I want to support. So I made sure that I bought it, but I did listen to it as an audiobook. And I'm so glad that I did, because there were different parts of the book that I just feel like you wouldn't have gotten the same sentiment. Even though I think I'm really good at when I read things, especially if it's, by a particular author and I know their voice, when I'm reading it, I can hear it in their voice. I can hear their voice in their writing. And so with this, like there's different like parts of where he breaks out into music or he raps, or the music is telling the story along with the book. And so I'm very glad that I found the audiobook to this. So if you have a chance to listen to an audiobook of this book, I definitely 100% encourage you to do so. I think with this book, the perspective of Will Smith changed a little bit for me. Clearly I don't know him personally, but you know, you feel like you know famous people from the work that they have done and what they have put out in the media. And so getting to hear his position and the different relationships that he's had, and going from you know, humble beginnings, really two great hardworking parents, to him having all of these accolades, just like boom, boom, boom. Like he talks about at one point being the highest grossing actor, 8 years straight of just box office hits, back to back to back. He's won 4 Grammys. He won the first hip hop Grammy ever to be awarded in the category, which is bananas. I mean, when you are a kid and you're living through these things, you have no idea majority of the time that half of these things are going on. But to really like hear, like, from the early 2000s almost to 2010, it was Will Smith, Will Smith, Will Smith, Will Smith. And so he starts naming the movies and the different things, and I'm just like mind blown. It's really inspiring because you realize that you have the same 24 hours as somebody else, and he has made something out of almost nothing. And I cannot imagine the pressure that holds for him. And he talks a little bit about that, or the weight or the relationships that he has due to his celebrity star. So it also talks about his kids and how he has maintained relationships with the mother of his oldest son, and just a little bit about him and Jada's relationship. I'm really hoping that Jada Pinkett Smith puts out a memoir so like we can plug in the pieces. And then he stops the book at, I want to say, 50 years old, when he decides to bungee jump over the Grand Canyon. I love memoirs. I really am always waiting for a part 2 because I'm so engrossed in like people who are willing to share themselves with the world. I'm so engrossed in what they give us. And so I'm always wanting, okay, well, what's part 2? Because if part 1, if 0 through 50 was 400 pages, just tell me what the next 10 years is going to look like, you know? It's just inspiring to see what, you know, a foundation, hard work, and dedication can get you. And I just feel like if you are looking for a book that definitely gives you the highs and lows, and just perspective on how militant parents raise, I think that he gives a very detailed idea of what that looks like. And I think he explains loss and emotions through a male perspective that you don't always get all the time. So there are definitely some jewels in here, that like quotes that I would definitely want to hold on to. Like his perspective on quitting and effort and doing your best and what that looks like, and just different things. So if you have a chance, definitely pick up this book, Will. It is a New York's bestseller, #1 bestseller, which is exciting. And you should definitely listen to the audiobook as well. So up next, I'm going to be reading 7 Days in June. So stay tuned for its review. Bye. Smith. We're going to talk about Will. Today we're going to talk about Will, a book by Will Smith, the, I guess, memoir of his life. I was really excited for this book. Why can't I talk? Hey good people, how's it going? Today we're gonna